Hey, how's it going out there? This is Two Birds, One Show. I'm DeeTer. That's my buddy Ricky.
Yep.
So we talk about Philly sports and craft beer every night, Thursday night, 10 p.m. on the BGSE network. Check us out on their YouTube channel. So if you want to start first, what are you drinking tonight there, Ricky?
Jamming out to some chili peppers on the radio behind me. And tonight I'm going with, I think I brought this brewery up to you a couple times on past shows. And I was like, keep an eye out for these guys.
Hey, how's it going out there?
Yo, what's up, Nick? I said, keep an eye out for these guys. I've been hearing some good buzz about them, reading some good stuff. The pictures and the ratings of their stuff on Untapped and on Instagram look phenomenal. Well, I finally got a hold of Threat Brewing. I want to say they're like Avondale, PA.
Okay, I remember you talking about them before. Yeah,
kind of near like Westchester. This is it's called A Fear of Living. Pretty much straight up black can, pretty gnarly. You see.
Oh wow!
I mean,
beautiful, man.
it's it's got a nice nose on it. I mean, that's up there with the big boys. I mean,
yeah.
This brewery won't stay small for long if they don't want to. That's fantastic.
That can reminds me of another brewery, man. It starts with an H. I can't remember the name. But they used to do that too. They used to like a basic can, and they had like the little sticker of I can't think of the name, man. But I've seen that style before. Something like that, man.
What was it?
Hogar or something with a ha. Oh man, dude, I know it, man. I'll probably figure it out after the show, like I always do. You know what I mean?
Cool.
Like, yeah.
Well, I feel like I'm getting a lot of Citron Galaxy on this. Definitely getting a lot of guava from the Galaxy, and I'm getting some of that kind of overripe mango, maybe some orange peel from the Citra. Little undercarb, which I don't mind. I don't need an overcarb beer. Almost like, remember old school Trillium? Little undercarbed. So the lacing's great. It's hugging the glass.
Beautiful color, man. Awesome.
Yeah, it's a great beer. Shout out to the owner, the head brewer, for sending this out to me. Much appreciated. Your beer's great, dude. Shout out to James. Keep up the great work. I mean, if this brewery wants to get big, they will. Listen, I drink all the best. I'm not bragging, but I'm saying I've had the best IPAs in the world. The Treehouse and then the Fidens and whoever. And these guys can compete. This is.
What's your number of check-ins right now? What's unique? Where you at about?
Unique?
Yeah.
Probably over 7,000.
Yeah, you had a few beers. I think your judgment is a pretty good judgment of beer.
Well, thank you, sir. How about you? What are you drinking today?
I'm going Jersey-wise, man.
Nice.
I hit up Tonewood, me and Jeff not too long ago. Yeah, you guys ever heard of donut? I don't know, but
no.
So, they were doing a West Coast style IPAs. Yeah, a lot of more bittering beers this time around. I went and they had a real good lager on the hand pump and all. It was nice, but it was packed. There was like a party going on.
Was it Barrington?
We were at Oakland. It was a nice day. It was all open air. You know what I mean? I really liked that spot, but it was just too many people.
Yeah,
but as we left, I picked up a 4-pack of Down Tempo.
Nice. That's a good beer, man.
Yeah, I haven't had much of it. I think the first time I have it was being at the brewery just recently. But yeah, man, Citra, Strata, Nelson, all really cool hops. And
nice.
Beautiful looking beer.
It's party.
Head's a little lacking, but it's a good tasting beer.
What's the ABV on that like?
Let's see. 8%.
Nice. Perfect.
Yeah.
Right in our wheelhouse, kid.
Yeah, man. Really good. Yeah, I really, you know what I mean? I want to have a better time there, but it was so packed. And like the West Coast style IPAs, I'm kind of moving away from that. I haven't, I mean, been a big
I
fan
moved
of
away
that
a while ago.
Yeah, Jeff, man, he was having a good time. He was, digging it and digging all the beers. The hand pump's always good, man, because the hand pump gives it that really good body, man. So no matter what you have on it, it's just amazing. You can put a nice like English mild, and I'd be so happy with it.
Dude. I love a good English mild, dude. And you know that.
Yeah.
A nice ESP. I'm going to say this too, and I don't know if I'm way off base or not. Just talking and conjecture on beer. You were talking about moving away from the West Coast style, and I did too. And nothing against the way. I'd never judge anybody for what you drink. I always say drink whatever makes you happy. I don't judge. Don't judge me. Everybody. Beer is fun, but I moved away from the style because I like the hazy New England style better. Now, once in a while, I'll mix in a West Coast. I'm not like anti-West Coast style, but I've noticed this, and maybe it's just something weird I know, but I've noticed the people that there's guys like me and you that they call us haze boys. We love the hazy, cloudy IPAs. Yeah. And we're not the biggest lager people. Not saying we're anti-lager, but the guys guys that do like the West Coast, when they go to IPAs, they tend to be the guys that are the lager guys. I don't know. Maybe it's crazy, but I've noticed that. So shout out.
Yeah. It's they have to be against the norm, I guess, or some kind of
Like I'm not going to join the trend, man. I'm going the other way.
I'm not going with those great Galaxy,
you're right,
and New England hops and New Zealand hops. I'm not doing it, man. Break this mold.
Okay, I'm not joining in.
Right. I was drinking West Coast IPAs like what 10, 12, 13 years ago. Man.
15 years ago, I was drinking the best West Coast IPAs in the world.
My palate kind of changed. You know what I mean? To me,
and that's okay. It's evolution, baby.
Yeah, it's nice. Little, what's that? Pearl Jam, right? It's too bitter, man. Like, I
agree. And back then I used to like it, but I don't like my palate getting fucking wrecked now after two beers because the IBUs are at 120. You know what I mean? And each their own. I don't judge what anybody does, but.
It reminds me more of the old English style IPAs where it was so over hopped, man. But everybody's got their taste, and I feel like the Tonewood they made about 3 or 4 beers with all that style, and they probably just got a good deal on the hops or something. You know what I mean? And they're just like, we're going to do these beers, but they had like 2 IPAs that are East Coast style, this down tempo and like Fuego. They always got Fuego, so.
Yeah, I just had double dry hop Fuego on my tap list, which I just blasted through. Shout out to my buddy Billy, who I work with. I just was killing the keg this morning, and I was like, Bill, you want a crowler, the leftover, whatever's left of the double dry hop Fuego? He's like, damn right I do. So shout out to Billy and shout out to Tonewood for my money. Best brewery in South Jersey. Amazing beer, amazing people over there, the whole crew. So shout out to them. Shout out my rep Jake. Just great people.
Nicole says my mic has a metallic sounding.
Yeah, that's what I was saying to you earlier, DeeTer. There's something going on with your mic, dude.
Let me unplug it, plug it back in or something.
You think it's the Matrix? We got to be careful with that. And every time we bring it up, they shut us down. I can't hear you at all.
Mute. How about that?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay, so maybe it was just the plug or something.
Yeah. It's like the old school TVs back in the day. If you slam it on the side a couple times, it gets back to working. Or you just unplug it and plug it back in. That's what I do with my fucking cable when it ain't working. Or my intranet. Unplug that bitch, 30 seconds, plug her back in.
I got a pretty expensive mic here. I don't really want to smack that around.
That's what she said.
Oh, shit. So, yeah, if you're new to the show, we talk craft beer, we talk sports. It's a bit of the craft beer side. The top end is sports. All right. Yeah, Nicole said that's good now. All right. Thank you, Nicole. And shout out to Nicole. And what's her?
Thank you for.
What's her new store they open up? Twisted Hat.
Twisted Hat, cannabis products dispensary in
Clown.
I'm gonna say Carney's Point.
Carney's Point. That's it.
I don't know that area too well, but shout out and shout out their business, and also while we're shouting out businesses, we already said Tonewood and Threat Brewing.
There you go.
Big shout out to Dog DAWG, Dangerous Adrenaline Wrestling Gladiators, Lawrence Zirconium's pro wrestling circuit. It's a great time. Check them out.
Yeah. All right. So let's hop in. Let's hop in these Phillies, man.
Yeah.
God,
listen. Here's my thing. Why the fuck are you still carting? Have we not learned our lesson with Taiwan Walker? Keep him off the mound. Listen, it's an automatic loss every time you put him on the mound, and it kills the team morale. Get him out of here.
Right.
Don't fuck with our mojo. Get him out of here.
Dude, the game before, too, I was surprised they put Nola up there. Like, I really was hoping we just clinch and get this over with and then play whoever you want. But Nola pitched pretty good. He did.
Nola pitched great. That was a gem. The problem is our offense struck out 16 times.
Yeah. What do we have? One run the whole game? Like you can't put that
to
on
be fair, that's all Milwaukee had too until the bottom of the ninth. DeeTer was a classic pitcher's duel. Listen, here's what I'm not going to do. I'm not going to bury the Phillies. I'm not going to get negative on the Phillies or start panicking. Listen, this is baseball. This is what it is. The Phillies' magic number to clinch a playoff spot is one game. Their next win, they clinch a spot.
Right. But here's what I'm thinking: why not just clinch it? And relax your players a little bit. You know what I mean? Like
it's not really, like, dude, there's still 2 weeks left in the season. It's not like they keep the stick guys for 2 weeks. Listen, if anybody out there right now, have we not learned our lesson from July and August? Everybody, guys, don't panic. The Phillies are fine.
Right.
Okay, we're getting ready for playoff run. So everybody, breathe. We got a good thing here with the Phillies, guys.
Yeah, I mean, they
Metallica won. You hear it in the background? Classic jam.
Don't be bringing up those.
I know we're gonna get fucking copyrighted, trademarked.
We're gonna get kicked off, dude. YouTube's cancel us tomorrow.
All right, I changed it.
They should have had the win if it wasn't for that garbage pitcher. Okay.
Well, that's good. Listen, I know, and I'm all about not sending Taiwan out there. Actually, you got to get him out of here because I think he kills team morale every time he steps on the mound.
Dude, why not have him as a relief? He was doing okay as a relief.
Yeah, he pitched the other day. He pitched 3 innings of scoreless baseball. Keep him in relief.
Why? I don't understand what the idea is. Like,
well, you know what it is, DeeTer. Here's why they're carting him out is because every 5th day they need to get their big 4 rest. So you got to cart somebody out there. And the guys, listen, basically it's unfortunately it's a scheduled loss a lot of times, but you got to give the guys ahead of them rest. And sometimes that means either using a 6-man rotation or sometimes you got to cart this fucking bum out there. It sucks. Okay. But the one thing I plead to Phillies fans is, hey, smile, guys. We have a great baseball team. And, tonight sucked. We lost, and yesterday did too. But this ain't football. You're going to lose games in baseball. Let's go win series. By the way, before these two get – last night, Nola pitched the gem. The night before that, Zach Wheeler pitched the gem. Guess what? Our starters are coming into form at the exact right time. We're going to roll into the playoffs with red-hot starting pitchers. So I know tonight and yesterday sucked because we lost, but everything's going to be okay.
Yeah. Sucks losing to the group right behind us, the Mets.
Sure. Well, it sucks losing to anybody. I don't like losing anything. Especially not the fucking Mets. But, yeah. But they'll probably split the series. They'll probably take 2. The stinking Mets will take 2. We'll clinch a playoff spot. Early next week, we'll probably clinch, the NL. And later in the week, we'll clinch the first round bye. And people will not even remember tonight. So, yeah, it sucked. But, let's not panic and get too overwhelmed.
Greg here. We have a good team. it would be better if we had a better pitcher than Taiwan on our pitcher set. Well, yes, I mean that's on the nose there.
But Greg,
right?
remember though, Taiwan. This is his first start in what, like 2.5 weeks, and he did pitch the other day 3 scoreless innings in relief in a huge game, by the way. So yeah, it sucks, but understand, not all 5 of your guys you run out there are going to be aces, and sometimes your fifth starter, he's a fifth starter for a reason. My big thing is, I feel like our pitchers are going to be getting hot at the right time, and we're going to roll in the playoffs hot, and that's huge, especially pitching. Pitching in the playoffs is paramount. That's alliteration, Holmes.
I just don't want to hear that damn song again. Please do not play that song.
But they haven't though. But that's not even a thing anymore. Why even bring that up? That
I feel like it's bad luck, man. They played it back to back years.
But they don't play it anymore. And bad luck. The Phillies were one of the top 3 winningest teams in all of baseball the last 2 years. So it can't be that bad of luck.
I could do without.
Yeah, but they don't play it anymore. That's good. I could do it out too, but they don't play it. I don't know. Who's bringing it up to bring it back? When have you heard it?
Okay. Just saying. Well,
I haven't heard that song in a year.
Usually when they celebrate getting into the playoffs is when they jam out to it. Just saying.
Okay.
But next topic. So the mayor of Philadelphia said that
Sixers are staying in Philly.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Which is disappointing because I was kind of hoping they'd come. I actually heard Atlantic City in there for a minute, and then at the last minute they're like, "No." I would love for them to come over to Camden, gentrify that dump hole of an area, clean that fucking place out, and put the new beautiful stadium next to that beautiful practice facility they have over there.
I watched Jason Kelsey talk about it, and he hit it on the head. You know what I mean? It's going to be really tough for that area to be so much traffic.
Well, it's not going in Chinatown or Center City. They're like, yeah, we're staying in Philly. You can't put it down there. You'll kill your ticket sales. You put it. Who the fuck? You think I'll ever go out there? No, you're probably not either. Anybody? So you'll lose the whole South Jersey market for the most part. Nobody wants to go over to Center City or over to Chinatown to go to a fucking Sixers game.
What they're talking about though is if they put it there, like these Chinese restaurants and whatnot, their delivery is going to get so backed up when they have to go through this traffic for the games and such. And then the hospitals and such like that, people in ambulance is going to get backed up with the traffic there. It's too congested. I mean, they really didn't think about this. I don't know if the money was an issue or something like that, man, but there's no consideration for the people that are in that area.
I still don't think it can end up in that area. I really don't. I don't know. We'll see when all's said and done. A lot of this just conjecture. We'll see. I don't think it's going to end up in that area. I don't think you can put it in that area. It's a logistics nightmare.
Yeah, Greg's got to. Infrastructure can't support RIA at all. No, I mean it's just so congested, dude. I can't imagine. It'd be nuts.
But, I mean, think about it. Would you ever go to a game there? I wouldn't. And there's probably a lot of people that think like us. You know what? Why put it somewhere that's inaccessible when you already, number one, where you have it right now is super accessible. And if you moved it over to Camden, probably just equally as accessible. So why would you take it and say, well, let's move it somewhere inaccessible? I think when all's said and done,
public transportation, it is pretty easy to get to if you use the trains and such.
From South Jersey too, though.
Yeah,
where do you think a lot of their fan base is coming from?
Right, but I mean,
in South Jersey, whether people in Philly want to accept it or not, we're a major part of the Philly fan base. You guys want to say whatever you want. We control a huge part of the Philly fan base. So, and a lot are Philly transplants over here. So,
but that's what they're talking about. They're saying that they want to have like 60% of the people use public transportation to get there, which is crazy. Why would you force your customer to go through those hoops to watch a game?
I won't. Like, I won't. And a lot of people won't either. It's financial suicide if they do that, and I think they know that, and I think that's why they originally put that idea out there was to get it shot down so they could move over to Camden and say, hey, well, we tried Philly. Now I think Philly's scrambling. I wouldn't count
I don't know,
Camden
man.
out just
Mayor
yet.
was all about it, man. She's all
I know,
about it.
but nothing's written in stone yet.
All right. But yeah, for me personally, I work in Center City. I have a parking spot in the garage there. So I mean, like, I'd be pretty close to it if I had to. Like, but everybody else would be pretty much screwed.
Yeah. Yeah. Most South Jerseyites don't, though. I mean, I know on a rainy or snowy night or any kind of night that's not perfect conditions, I have no desire to make that trek just to get to a fucking Sixers game. Yeah. And no offense to the Sixers, but listen, guys, you ain't even the number one show in town. I mean, you guys ain't won a championship in 40 fucking years. So I'm not going out of my way to get to your games. I will sooner watch it on TV, where my beer and my fridge and my bathroom's right there.
If you could get out of the second round of the playoffs, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
right?
come on, man. Like, it's so bizarre to change everything up and to think, but all right.
We'll see. It's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. It really is. As the story unfolds.
All right. Next topic. Flyers.
Training camp started today, baby. Got my Flyers gear on, and I know John Tortorella does this thing. It's like this grueling nightmare of an open training camp where he has these guys skate around this golden line or something, no sticks, and all that. And it's like just enduring it. It's like he like basically beats them into the dirt. I don't know. I'm excited. I'm glad Mitch Koff's here. I feel like he's a franchise change. I'm not a Tortorella guy. So
the few videos I've seen of him playing, what was it, the rookie league?
Yeah, I posted it on Facebook.
Dude, he's pretty goddamn good, man.
He's really good. He's a franchise changer.
Right, and I thought, to look at him, like, without his pads and everything, he looked like a small guy, man. But that dude's a bruiser, man. He's pretty stocky.
Yeah, and remember, also today's NHL. I mean, the days of the power forward like the Eric Lindrosses and Keith Primos and the Keith Kachucks, I mean, they still have them guys, but it's not as prevalent as it used to be. These are our smaller, faster, shiftier guys, and that's fine. Everything's cyclical. That's what it is now. Eventually, it'll go back to the other way or whatever. But, yeah, I mean, the guys in the NHL are not night trains anymore. They're not the 6'5", 235 fucking, the city buses barreling down on you to check you through the glass.
Right. Yeah, there's the days of the goons and such. Yeah, I mean, that's
I miss it.
You don't have too many fighters, man.
I miss it.
Right. Man. But I'm pretty excited about it, man.
Yeah.
He looks like a good talent, and I feel like we have a lot of decent talent on the team already. Good coach. Hopefully everything goes well, man.
Yeah, and I was reading an interesting little tidbit of an article earlier today. One about Alexei Kolosov, the Russian goaltender that came over late last year. I think he started 2 games. Pretty solid talent. I mean, his numbers were okay in those 2 games. But he kind of opted way out. I don't know if he was homesick or whatever it was, but from what I'm reading now, it's more of he was feeling kind of entitled and didn't want to compete for a job and this, that, and the third. So I don't know. I don't know if he sticks around. I think Fedotov, the other Russian goaltender we brought over, is going to stick around. So that's fine. Yeah. And I also was reading too, remember Cutter Gauthier, the guy we drafted in the top 5 in the 2022 draft, and then he demanded a trade out of town last year. Right. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
And we got Drysdale. Well, from what I understand, that was because of Tortorella. Thank you again, John Tortorella. You cost us a top 5 pick who demanded, because you said, I'm not giving you a job. You got to earn it. Now, I get it, man. I get that theory. But this guy's a top 5 pick, dude. And you chased him the fuck out of town. Don't do the same thing with Mitch Kopp, dude. Get this fucking guy out of here. He should have been fired at the end of the year. I can't believe he's still here.
And on that note.
So,
we're going on a
we didn't even talk Eagles yet. Where do you see what I got lined up?
Oh shit, man. Uh, but yeah, I'm hopeful. I know you have a different view on the coach Tortorella. I think he's good. I think he's good for a lot of this young talent. And like you said, yeah, it could be a little bit rough around the edges, but I'm all right with it, man.
Was he good for the young talent last year?
Dude, they got farther than they anybody thought they would.
They didn't get anywhere.
Oh, I mean, everybody was selling them out short, saying we should be losing the season. And you know what?
Did they do?
So
they did just bad enough to miss the playoffs, but not good enough to get a good draft pick. So he ended up in draft purgatory. Was he a good coach for Cutter Gauthier, the top 5 pick that demanded out of town because of him? Was he good for that young talent?
Yeah. All right. But you got some good points. Got some good points.
He's gone by February.
We'll see. We'll see this year. We will see.
Yes, we will.
All right. So,
well, on that note, I think it's time for beer number 2. And to America, I know we got our 74 million people watching. I'm not trying to be negative. I just, I'm not a John. I'd like to keep it light and positive, but just not a Tortorella guy. You going on your second beer yet?
Nah. It didn't have much headbands. Kind of a little flat, actually, man. No offense to Tonewood, man.
Oh, no. Someone don't care. They're making tons of money, I'm sure.
Oh, man.
Well, where are we at? We at the 26-minute mark. I think I'm going to go with the brewery you were drinking last week that we had been talking about for a few weeks here. It's a new South Jersey brewery. It's Wanderback.
Nice.
With their fest beer.
That was pretty good, dude.
Yeah. I've had it.
They've been putting out a few different beers. They had a Pilsner, fest beer, and a hoppy ale.
Yeah, well, yeah, they have a nice
fest beer has been my favorite so far.
So, and it's interesting too, and I wanted to bring this up, and this, it's why I'm drinking this tonight. With September 1st coming up in a day or two, marks, the start of Oktoberfest. What is it? Something like the 189th Oktoberfest.
You say September 1st or October 1st? What do you think?
September 21st is when Oktoberfest begins. Okay.
Right.
And so, I was bored. I wanted to do some homework and do some digging into, Oktoberfest style beers or Martzens or, so I kind of did a little homework and I was looking at how, the difference between a Martzen and a fest beer. And it's pretty interesting. Basically Martzens, it's German for March. They brew the beer in March for the Oktoberfest in Munich. I think that was more the original style. You used to see a lot at Oktoberfest over there in Germany. Whereas nowadays you're seeing more of the fest beers as opposed to the Martzens, because the fest beers are a little lighter, lower in ABV, which allows people to drink more. So yeah, I'm interested. I'm going to dive in. I think I had this once before. I had to check my own tap, but this is the fest beer from Wanderback.
It was good, and I would say Victory Brewery. They have a nice fest beer too. If you like a lighter, maybe a sweeter, not so bready of a Oktoberfest, fest beer is what you want to get. Me personally, I'm a Marzen guy. I love like a thicker, breadier, like a pretzel tasting Oktoberfest, like the more traditional style. But I do enjoy a fest beer once in a while. Yeah, I thought that was really good.
And I'm with you. If I'm, I'm more of a Martzen guy myself too. I like that little higher ABV, a little sweeter, a little darker. It was so I guess September 21st, beginning in 189th Oktoberfest, celebrating, the Munich celebration. It's actually started with German royalty, with the wedding of the Bavarian Crown Prince, King Louis, who married Princess Teresa von Sachsen and Hildburghausen. That's easy for me. I just was doing some reading earlier. It was incredibly interesting.
Nice.
They got married.
Some history into the show. Awesome.
And it started and it was a raucous party for the citizens in Munich in the fields in front of the city gates. The Teresa Bison. It hosted, and it was during the times of the Napoleonic Wars over there. So I think it was kind of trying to lighten the mood of the whole area. And I think, Oktoberfest is a good thing. Now it's one of the biggest parties in the world.
Yeah, dude. I can't wait. Next week? I think next weekend is Jeff Toberfest. My buddy Jeff, he puts on an awesome event. He's already got cases and like mini kegs. Like the dude just goes all out, man. It's such a blast.
You know what's interesting too that I read? That an actual Oktoberfest over there, to call it that, for that style, has to be from one of 6 German breweries that began it. Almost like how champagne is really only champagne if it's from Champagne, France. Where bourbon is actually only bourbon if it's from Bourbon, Kentucky. Well, same with October Fest over there. One of those 6 breweries is actually the authentic ones. That's there's loopholes how you spell it or how you say it over here, but so.
Well, I mean the German law of beer. What's that?
Reinheitsgebot.
Yeah, right.
The German purity law.
Germany's very strict on how their beer is made.
Those Germans don't fuck around. They're weird. They're like, name, all pissed off and shit, but happy at the same time. They're weird.
Yeah,
I can say that German because I'm German.
Much respect to them keeping it traditional. You know what I mean? Like, okay, man, you have to make it this way. I mean, I don't know.
Sounds like I'm like a laid back punch over there.
Yeah, them and their lederhosens.
Yeah, but you know what? We love them anyway. So here this is a really good, nice fast beer.
What do you think about it? It's good.
I've had it before. It's good. It's really easy drinker. I could crush a bunch of them. It's got a great flavor. Yeah. Wanderback does a great job, man. And this is a nice example of the style. I like it a lot.
I even like the can. The can's kind of like a Wonder Bread type of look into it. Yeah, very simple. With the same kind of color.
Yeah. About 5.7%.
Nice. So, all right. Going my second beer too. Bear with us, people.
Nice.
You like to drink beer.
Hey, by the way, if anybody's watching, whatever you're drinking or partaking in, please share.
Yeah, Toppling Goliath, Mosaic.
Nice.
And yeah, like Ricky said, if you're drinking a beer, let us know what you're drinking. We'd like to hear about whatever is out there, whatever is particular
gummies, sativa, indica, whatever you're going with, the glass of wine maybe, or as the dude drinks, maybe a White Russian.
But all right, so while that settles, let's hop into some more sports. Union got blown out by Miami and Messi. Which I feel like it's so unfair, dude. Like, how do you have this guy that was like the best in the, whatever European League? What's he from? Where the hell is he from?
You tell me. I don't watch soccer.
Yeah, I mean, like, this dude's just killing it wherever he goes, and then you bring him into the MLS, and you're running him around with these scrubs. Like, it makes no sense, man. It makes no goddamn sense. Miami was the worst team last year, and now they're number one. Like, well, no, the worst team 2 years ago because he was in the league last year. So, like, he's blowing out everybody. Like, my buddy Jeff paid the money to watch on Apple, the MLS package and everything, and we're watching it, and Union scores 1 goal. We're like, oh, man, there's hope. Nah. Messi comes in and scores 2 back-to-back goals, and then somebody for the other goal team scored. So it was like 3-1, dude. Totally shut us down, dude. There's no point to playing these people. I mean, Messi's going to destroy you. So I really don't get what is the goal of having him in the league.
Well, maybe they're trying to make the MLS a landing spot for other superstars. I don't know.
It's like the retirement for top-notch soccer players. It's like somebody playing high school soccer and jumping down to grade school and just like kicking the ball around with these kindergartens and shit. You know what I mean? Like, they're destroying them. It doesn't make any sense. There's there's no ambition to watch this. Like, oh, I'm seeing the greatest play the sport, but he's like beating up on kindergarten kids. Like, what the hell, dude? Like, it's so bad. And I say this because, yeah, I watch the Premier League and such, and I try to be a fan of the Union MLS team, but Premier League is so much better than MLS. Like, you don't have so much of the dives and like people faking to get a yellow card here and there. Oh yeah, Greg said trying to build the sport. Are you really? Are you really? I don't think so, man. I think you're crushing the hopes of any other team that's playing against Miami. Like, that's not building the sport. Who wants to watch that? You have to pay this Apple TV and then another surcharge for the MLS pass to watch your team get smoked by Messi. That's not building a sport. That's like crushing a sport.
Well, at least people are watching.
It's ridiculous.
Would you have watched that if Messi wasn't playing?
Nah, I wouldn't have. Nah.
Well,
I went and watched that one game, and that was it. Yeah, the whole season. We're stupid for the Apple partnership. Yeah, it's crap. Like, for you not to be able to watch a local team like the Philadelphia Union play at their stadium, what are you doing, dude? Like, that's horrible.
And speaking of which, and I want to give a big middle finger to tomorrow night, the Phillies game's on Apple TV. And guess what, DeeTer? They'll probably win the game, and that'll be the night they clinch, and they're going to want us to celebrate. You'll see the champagne toasting and all that. And we won't get it around here because it's on Apple fucking TV. All the money I pay to fucking Comcast for my Phillies games and shit, and meanwhile, the Phillies clinching game for the playoffs, they'll probably be on Apple TV, and I don't get Apple TV. So fuck you, Comcast, and Phillies, fuck you for doing that to us. You know, us diehards. I don't want to pay for that streaming service. I'm a diehard. I watch every single game. You're going to make me miss the game where they clinch the playoffs because I don't have Apple TV? Come on, there's something backwards there.
We got to spend millions to get good talent, but the clubs don't pull in the ticket money in the sport. I will say at the end of the game, it was pretty cool. The kid Sullivan, that's like 15 years old, playing for Union, that's a contract out to Man City whenever I guess he hits 18 or whatever. He took a picture with Messi, and it's very rare that you see like people getting their ass kicked by another team, and it's like, hey, this is the other team with me, and I'm so happy. But Messi is the GOAT, so I mean, it was a pretty good picture.
Well, that's pretty cool, though. The young buck got a picture with the greatest.
Yeah, Sullivan's going to be good, man. He is. It just sucks that he's only going to be with us for like a couple years, and then he's going off to the Premier League. But
so, somebody that's not a fan of soccer, is Messi better than Ronaldo?
I couldn't tell you that. I don't really
well, Greg, if you're watching, I mean, anybody who's watching this soccer, let us know. I don't know. Greg
might say something or another, but they're both really good. It's comparing apples to apples.
Almost like Kobe and a LeBron. They're both great.
Right. I mean, it's what you prefer, I guess. Well, Greg says Messi. So there you go. All right. Thanks, Greg. But I just to me, it destroys the sport, man. There's like, what do you have to play for? I don't really get it, man.
Well,
so that's
I say bring Teddy Lasso over.
Yeah, that's the union soccer sports. So for our big finale sports, I guess we have to dive into the Eagles.
Yeah. And why don't you go first? I want to hear. I spent the last 3 days or so calming myself down so I didn't fucking lose my marbles tonight.
We first have to focus on last week's game. We have to go back to that Falcons game. We have to go back to it. So, yeah, why didn't we kick the field goal instead of going for the fourth down, like in the first?
You're talking about in the first quarter?
Yeah, the first quarter. Hey man, I know Nick, you got balls, dude. But hey man, let's get the points, bro. Let's get the goddamn points. If we had those 3 points, there'd be no issue. There'd be no issue at all about us in last week's game. And then on top of that, let's dive into some of the defense. Piss poor tackling. Yeah, awful tackling. And this goddamn awful prevent defense. Stop it. Just stop it. You know what I mean? Like Kirk Cousins.
All it does is prevent you from winning.
Kirk Cousins or Cousin, whatever. He folds so bad under pressure, and you're not going to put any pressure on him. What the hell, dude? Have you been watching football for the last, 10 years or whatever, dude? Like, just put some pressure on this dude. You had, 1 sack and 1 rush on him? Dude, man. Yeah, that defense, man, they need work. They need work.
But didn't you, when you posted to preview our show, didn't you have a different angle? Like you were saying, oh, everybody stop worrying. I don't know why everybody's getting on the Eagles. We're going to take the same. You're coming at me now with a completely different angle.
Stop it. That angle is for the Saints. I'm talking about last week with the Falcons. All right. We're talking about last week's game.
Okay.
All right. So Shaquan Barkley would have caught that ball. We would have had this conversation. Right?
Shaquan Barkley.
Yeah, well, if he would have caught that easy pass, it would all been good. But why were you passing anyway? Why are we passing anyway? Why couldn't he run it? Why couldn't he run it?
Amen.
You had to run the clock down, right? It was like 40 seconds. You could have ran it. Like, what are you passing for? I don't know how he dropped that ball. I really don't. That was so bad. But yeah. And then
that was for Giants fans.
To top it all. So Jalen Hurts, awesome game. The first game, he had a few turnovers. No turnovers the second game until the final end. You had to have a turnover. Just had to have it. Just to crush our spirits. Just take it all on the ball and throw it in the damn trash. You know what I mean? Like, what the hell, dude? There was no reason to throw that pass. It was like one guy in triple coverage. Why did you do it? Why? So, yeah, there was a bit of issues last week. What is your outcome of last week's game?
Oh, well, DeeTer, and I said to everybody at the bar this week, I said, tune in this week because it's going to be a legendary rant because I'm about to fucking go off. But, over the last 3 days or so, I've kind of talked myself off the ledge and calmed myself down. Now, that is not to say I'm not still pissed off because I am. I'm very pissed off about this. But luckily, I'm not losing it like I have over the last couple of days because anybody that saw me the last few days and saw me lose my fucking shit over this fucking game. Number one, so I did the homework. I've been watching the Eagles every single game, let's say, for almost 40 years. I watch almost 800 Eagles games. That was one of the most heartbreaking and gut-wrenching losses I've ever seen, if not the most. So, number one, that's saying something in itself. Number one, let me start with the defense. Listen, I know we're 2 games in, and you're 2 games in, but this is a continue over from last season. So I want to say this. This defense right now is historically bad. You're talking about a defense right now that's given up 6.4 yards per carry against the other team. That's the worst in franchise history. This is a 90-year-old franchise. Bijan Robinson the other night was averaging 8.5 yards a carry. 1, 2, edge rushers. You haven't had a sack in 6 games, dating back to last year. That's the longest.
Can I just say one thing?
That's
anybody watching right now?
1982.
Anybody watching right now?
Years ago.
When Ricky whips out a pen and paper, it's goddamn serious. There's some serious ranting going on right now.
Historically bad. I heard Vic Fangio coming in, and I was one of them. You're a glorified fucking Sean Desai. Your defense has 0 pass rush, and you are afraid to blitz. What do you want to do? What pass? Yeah. Listen, we spent all this money in capital and draft picks on the secondary, and you won't blitz. And your front four is getting 0 pass rush. What the fuck am I seeing here? This is mind-numbing. Vic Fangio, you're on the clock, cuz. Dude, your defense is historic. This Saints team's going to hang 80 fucking points on you. Are you kidding me? You better figure it out and figure it out quick. Now, I'm not done yet.
One defensive lineman missed like the first defensive session, right? Or some reason.
Yeah, well, Jalen Carter, because he didn't show up for a team event. By the way, Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, 2 years ago, our first round pick, dude, you're a bust. You're a fat slob. You contribute nothing to this team. Get your shit together or get the fuck out of here. Jalen Carter, hey, you look good in your rookie year. Now you're getting sloppy and lazy like your buddy from Georgia. And Nolan Smith, the other guy we drafted. Dude, I praise you guys from Georgia. Best college defense of all time. You all fucking suck in the NFL. You've contributed nothing. Look, I don't know Vic Fangio or Howie. I hope you're hearing this. Listen, your defense right now is historically bad. Historically. This is the worst yards per carry we've given up in franchise history.
You can't have that.
Oh, Bryce Huff, I was wrong. You're a bust. Waste of money. Useless as tits on a bull. What are you doing? You're contributing nothing. No, you kidding me? The numbers you're putting up. Man, I'm nervous about Sunday. You're going to go into New Orleans. That New Orleans team has scored more points in their first 2 games of start of season than any team in NFL history. This team's going to hang 60 points on you. You guys better find your fucking ball sacks and man up and figure out a way.
Listen, we have a bad history in that stadium. We do. Yeah, I mean, we lost so many games there. But, I mean, are you really scared of Derek Carr and older Kamara? You are. Yep. I don't think
I'm not saying I'm scared. I'm just realistic. Did you see the numbers they put up? Hey, dear, guess what? You see what they did in Dallas? Did you see? They played Dallas last week in Dallas. Can I tell you something? That Dallas defense is way better than ours. Are you kidding me? You think that what they did to Dallas? Wait till you see what they do to this Eagles defense come Sunday. You kidding me?
I'm not folding up like that, man.
Yeah, I'm not folding up. I'm also not an idiot.
Not doing it, man. Not doing it. I'm not scared, man. I don't think that.
I'm not scared, but I'm also realistic. You think the defense looked good to you in any of these 2 games?
No, but dude, that last fucking drive that they had, Kirk Cousins had, dude,
that walked down the field on us.
Yeah, it was bullshit, man. Like, dude, I don't know why wouldn't you fucking put any kind of play in place?
Why would you not blitz? Why are you not blitzing? Right. Why are you not blitzing? You're getting no pass rush.
Hopefully this is like an eye-opening situation, and like we go down there and crush it. I mean, that's like me being hopeful, but we have talented people.
Oh, listen, I'll say this. Quinyon Mitchell on the defense has looked good. The young rookie out of Toledo, he's tied for first in the league and most pass breakups with 4. So I'm not totally burying. Listen, I don't like coming on here and being Debbie Downer, especially not about my Eagles. You know I'm an Eagles diehard. This hurts me to do this, but I know they watch the show, and you guys need to hear this. This defense right now is historically bad. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing how bad the defense is right now. Listen, and hold on. I'm not just going to give a pass to the defense was bad, but offense. I'm going to call you out too. Hey, Nick. Hey, Keg Stand Nick, you know who stood up for you over the last 2 years? You know who had your back? Me. I said, Keg Stand Nick is one of us. Dude, your boneheaded, moronic decision-making is costing us wins time after that 7-game losing streak to end the season last year. That's what the last game reminded me of. Yeah. Real quick, and Jalen Hurts. Everybody's like, he had a great game. I like you, Jalen. But you're a running back playing quarterback. You have average arm talent and below average football IQ. Jalen, can I give you a stat? Let me give you a stat real quick. Jalen Hurts has turned the ball over 25 times since the beginning of last season. That is the most in the NFL. And the Eagles are 2-9 in their last 11 games. Yeah. So don't give me that Jalen Hurts is okay. No, he's not. Oh, and guess what? You know what the Eagles needed to get in Jake Elliott's field goal range at the end of the game? 15 yards, right? That's all you needed. But instead, he threw an interception that ended the fucking game. That's his MO now. Yeah. So, no, I'm not letting you off the hook, Jalen. Yeah. You want to be the man? You got paid like the man. No, go be the fucking man.
Yeah, and him talking to the team after they lost, like, stepping it up and such. Yeah, man, stop turning over the fucking ball.
Talk is cheap. I don't want to hear it. Just go get it. Just win, baby. Just win, baby.
Yeah. I mean, you're like, you're trying to be the captain of the squad or whatever. I get that, man. But you're the fucking reason why we're losing. Stop turning over the damn ball.
Well, listen, there's something going on with this Eagles. I don't know what it is. Before the year, we're all positive and upbeat. We made all these good draft picks and signed, and we got Saquon. And it's like, what the fuck? I'm seeing the same shit I saw in that 7-game losing streak down last year. Is that from the top? Is that Nick Sirianni? Is shit rolling downhill? Is that Howie Roseman for putting together an incomplete team? Is that Vic Fangio for being a glorified Sean Desai? I mean, dude, what kind of pussy defense are you running? Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Yeah. You're supposed to be this guru that's been in the league for 40 years, and I'm watching Kirk Cousins march down the field on you in 40 seconds to win the game.
That drop by Barkley was bad. But there was no need for it, man.
Well, how about the lack of defense by Darius the Pussy Slay at the end of the game on that touchdown? This guy's washed up. Get this fucking guy out. That's all I hear you do is talk, dude. Just go do something. Stop talking. Oh, I'm Darius Slay. Call me Slay. I'll call you Darius until you do your fucking job.
Like, I can understand running the prevent if you have good backs.
No, never run backs. Defense only prevents you from winning.
If you have good defensive backs to make plays, okay, but you don't. You fucking don't. Put pressure on the quarterback and make the fucking play there.
Ray Rhodes had the greatest line, one of the greatest lines I ever heard in the NFL about 25 years ago. And he said 2 things in this league will get you fired: potential and the prevent defense. Never, ever, ever run the prevent defense. Right. Ever, 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 ever. It only prevents you from winning. Don't run it. Yeah, and Vic Fangio, this guy that's been in this league so long, is supposed to know. Yeah, dude, man. Get this guy out of here.
Goddamn.
I'm telling you, DeeTer. I'm telling you, you think it was bad against Atlanta on that heartbreaking loss. By the way, one of probably the most heartbreaking losses I've ever seen. Listen, I've watched 800 Eagles games. Yeah, where do you see what happened Sunday? Wait, if you don't go in there and start blitzing, where do you see what happens Sunday?
This is how Philly is, man. We lose the games we should win, and we win the games we should.
No, that's a narrative you're creating that's not true, though. That if you go and look at the numbers, that's not actually true. That's an easy narrative to create, and it sounds good, almost like a rhyming words, but that's not the case. We don't lose we lose fucking games because of fucking bullshit fucking prevent defense and terrible defense all games. We had that game won until 70 seconds left. The game was won.
If anybody wants to know about the Thursday night game going on, Jets are up 24. Patriots are 3.
Wow. Yeah. And
man Rodgers, man.
G and Jason, who came in today, you're both welcome. They came in looking for me to help them with their picks. I gave them both the Jets tonight. I said the Jets will win and cover, and they will. So you're welcome. I hope you guys are watching the show. And anybody watching, I'm sorry tonight. I was so, over the top and a little negative and intense, but I'm sorry. That loss on Monday night was one of the most heartbreaking fucking losses I've ever seen in Philly sports. And I'm still trying to work through it. So here we are.
I can't imagine us going to New Orleans and like having Derek Carr being this great quarterback that you're going to be scared of. Come on, man. What did he do in the Raiders the whole time he was there, dude? Like, he's not great of a quarterback.
We're talking about now. His Saints team, to open the season, first 2 games of the season, has scored more points than any team in NFL history. I'm not saying in the last 4 years. That's in NFL history.
Who was those teams, dude? The Panthers?
Carolina Panthers? You think Dallas is some schlubs?
Okay. Who did Dallas beat? The Panthers? They both fucking suck, dude. They suck. So I'm not really worried about it, man.
Do you think our defense is better than Dallas's?
No, but I think our
what did they hang on Dallas? 45?
Yeah, but I mean, it was like 45-20 or something like that, right?
It was 45-19. But that is a blowout. That's 3 touchdowns.
I'm not worried about it, man.
I'm glad you're not.
I think we're going to stop the trend and we're going to beat the Saints, man.
Well, I'm glad to hear. I hope you're right. I really do. I really hope you're right about that. I do. I truly do. Because I'll be honest with you, I think they lose on Sunday, and I think they lose in the following week to Tampa, who's a really good team. And I think you're looking at a 1-3 start. Listen, I think you're witnessing the beginning of the end of the Nick Sirianni era.
Yeah, I don't
think he makes it through the season. I think at some point you're going to be looking at a 3-6 Eagles team. And I'm sorry, guys, to say that. I know you guys don't want to hear that, but that's the reality of it. I'm sorry, but that's just what it is. I'm not gonna piss on your head and tell you it's raining.
Yeah, I wasn't a really big fan of Nick bringing in offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, and be like, "Hey, I'm just going to be the head coach or whatever." It was never going to be great, but I don't think.
But in his defense, most teams that's what they do. I mean, most teams do that. I mean, you think John Harbaugh calls the offense or defense in Baltimore? No. You think Mike Tomlin calls the offense or defense in Pittsburgh? No.
But they have a lot more experience. They have a lot more experience than what was Nick Sirianni, wide receiver coach, right? I mean, like how much head coaching did he have?
Well, he did take us to the Super Bowl.
All right,
I'm just saying.
That's a good point. It's good. What? Yeah, but we lost in the Super Bowl.
But we're in the Super Bowl. There was one team better than us that year, and if it wasn't for a Jalen Hurts fumble, we probably win.
Oh, okay. All right. Well,
it's not like we got blown out.
So what's the picks of the week there, Ricky? What do you got?
Oh, we on to the picks. And by the way, just a shout out to anybody watching the show. I'm not usually this intense or negative. It's been a rough week in Philly sports for me, and like I wear my emotions on my sleeve. That's why people are like, why are Philly fans? We're passionate. What you're seeing right now is passion. This is how we are. If we were sitting in San Diego, nobody would care. You know what I mean? It's whatever. Yeah, man, that's Mondo. But no, we care here. When the Eagles lose, I'm in a bad mood. And when they win, I'm in a good mood. Same with most of my sports teams. So anybody watching, if I was a little negative this week, I apologize. I'll work on it, even though the Eagles will probably lose on Sunday. My 3 picks, you want me to go first? I'm going with the Bucks. Oh, by the way, did we both go 0-3 last week, I think?
Last week, we both got 1. No. I had the 49ers, Chargers, Ravens, and you had the Eagles, Ravens, Chargers.
Oh, okay. So we both went 1-2.
Both went 1.
All right. So
if you're trying to make money off us, don't
take our bets. That's not the way to get rich, please. It's all for fun. This thing me and DeeTer are doing, it's just for whoever has the most wins at the end of the year buys our tab at the fucking brewery.
Oh shit!
All right, so this week I'm going with the Bucks. I think they continue to roll. That team's playing hot. Baker Mayfield, whatever reason, he's playing great football.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. He's doing good.
The 49ers, I think they bounced back after our loss to Minnesota, which was kind of shocking to most of the leagues. I think the 49ers, who for my money are still the best team in the NFC. And last but not least, I think the Bengals get a win because I don't see that team going 0-3. They probably should have beat the Chiefs last weekend, but the NFL, with their scripted plays and the way they want things to go, made sure that didn't happen with a bullshit, bogus pass interference call to end the game. If that's anybody but a Patrick Mahomes team and Taylor Swift in the seats, they wouldn't have made that call. But that's what it was. So they basically stole a win from Cincinnati and gave it to Kansas City. So I think Cincinnati bounces back and gets to win.
All right, so you got Bucks, 49ers, and Bengals, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so I got the Bucks also. Bucks against the Broncos. I mean, so that's pretty fucking given. I got the Raiders against the Panthers. I feel the Panthers, man,
Panthers are horrible.
Yeah,
but you got the Red Rifle starting. No more, no more young kitty.
Dalton coming
Andy
in,
Dalton.
man. Oh God, dude!
The Red Rifle, baby.
That's some desperation right there.
Yep.
And then I got the Seahawks over the Dolphins.
Good pick.
It's such a shame about Tua, man. Yeah, dude, the dude's had concussions in the past.
Yeah,
I mean, you're gambling having that guy as your quarterback, and he said he's not going to retire, this and that, because I think he gets more money if the NFL tells him to retire than if he retires. It's almost like from twice the amount of money or some shit.
Yeah, it's kind of sad too.
I really wish the guy well, man. Like, God damn it,
I
dude.
do too. And when he gets concussions, man, he gets some bad, dude. He's like, it's almost disturbing to watch.
It wasn't even like a head-to-head thing, dude. He hit like the dude's stomach, and it was.
Well, you gotta understand. Once you start getting concussions, you get them. I have post-concussion syndrome. Once you get them, they're easy to get, man. I mean, and each one is easier to get than one before. We still don't know exactly how head injuries and the brain works like that, and it's a kind of learning as we go. So, I feel bad for the dude. Seems like a class act, good dude, and it's sad to see some of that shit happening to him.
Yeah. Well, there's picks for the week. Hope you all enjoyed the show.
Yeah.
Check us out every Thursday night, 10 p.m. BGSE Network. God, I didn't even do the promos for.
I gotta do the promos. I'm gonna get another beer anyway.
Promos. All right.
That's what keeps the lights on.
All right. So, if anybody likes energy drinks,
I do. I know that.
We have Dubby, promo code Big Game, the QR code there. Check it out. If anybody likes cigars, there's a cigar subscription. It's pretty hard to say when drinking a few beers. Big Game is the promo code, the QR code right there. And check that out. Right.
And I before we go, I want to thank anybody that watched or listened. It means the world to us. I mean, you guys are the reason we're going and why we do it. And I see you guys. I can't express enough how appreciative I am. So thank you, anybody that watches or comments or likes or shares. It's so much appreciated.
Yeah, also, it's always a blast, man.
Before I go, do you want to pick my beer? I know as sometimes when I bartend, I like dealer's choice. People are like, you pick it. I love doing it when people say that. You want to pick my beer?
No, I don't.
Nah, you fucker.
This is my next beer. Pumpkin nice. Laughly.
Nice.
It's the fall. 'Tis the season.
Well, with that being said, I think I'm going to go with the tits of the joint.
What you got?
Double dry hop Eugene's Axe.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
God damn, you can't go wrong with that.
I gave you the chance to pick, motherfucker. And you're like, I don't want to pick. So I went with the fucking tits of the joint.
Very nicely done. All right, guys. Have a good night. Check us out next week, Thursday night, 10 p.m. on the BGSE network.
Love you all.
Oh, that's so sweet. Let's see. Where is the...